On Shabbat, when the heat works too hot and you want to close the valve in your heater, you close the valve, then you can go to sleep. It's not too hot in the room. Or the opposite, you want to open the valve. It's too cold in the room. You want to open the valve in order that heat should circulate and come into your room. Is that something that's allowed? So opening the valve in your heater is a problem of bishul. You're heating up the water. Where's the water? The water circulates around the house, from the boiler to every heater, every radiator. And in your radiators, there's water inside. Now when you're opening, you're causing that water to go back to the hot boiler and recook. And that's something that's asur, brought down in many sfarim. Take a look at Shmirat Shabbat Kilchata, Perek Kaf Gimel, that brings this down. How about closing the radiator? With that, what's the problem? So really, if the boiler right now is not working, you could do that. It's not a problem, because nothing's going to happen right now. It's just going to cause that later on, maybe it's going to work less and skip your radiator in your room. But if right now the radiator started working, so then we're afraid that if you do that, you're going to cause the water in there to cook much quicker. And that is a problem. You're not allowed to cause anything to cook quicker. That is a problem that Shmirat Shabbat Kilchata brings down. How about the fact that the boiler is going to stop working quicker, because since it has less to heat, so it's going to stop working quicker? On that, the Or Letzion says that it's not a problem, because you have over here tu de Rabbanan in a psik resha. What's the tu de Rabbanan? First of all, that it's closing up, and that's called the kibui. Such a kibui is only the Rabbanan, because it doesn't make calls, it doesn't make gachelet. Secondly, it's a grama. It doesn't happen instantly. Tu de Rabbanan in a psik resha, since you don't mean that the heater should stop working, just wanted to skip your room, such a thing, it's psik resha. Psik resha betu de Rabbanan is allowed, brought down in the Shara Tziyun, Siman Shin Mem and Shin Tet Zayin, so therefore that would be okay. How about changing your thermostat? You want to make it higher, you want to make it lower. If it's digital or electric, obviously you're not allowed to touch it. But what if it's manual? Nothing's doing. When the radiator right now is not working, when the boiler is off, it says of Shlomo Zalman that you're allowed to lower it. The reason you're allowed to lower it, because you're only causing that it's going to stop working quicker later on, and that's not a problem. And how about muktzeh? No problem of muktzeh. He says since it's only grama, and grama in this thing it would be a chumrah. In chumrah there's no isur of muktzeh, brought down in Shmirat Shabbat Kilchata. Or Letzion would allow for a different reason, because there's a halacha called mechubar lakarka. Anything that's connected to the ground, he says, doesn't have a din of muktzeh. He learns this from the Shulchan Aruch in Shin Yud Bet, that it says mekanchim b'Shabbat b'asavim lachim afilu mechubarim. A person is allowed to use grass that's connected to the ground. It's not muktzeh, says the Shulchan Aruch. Now, there's different ways how to learn this. The Rav Shlomo Zalman and Rav Nissim Karelitz learn over here a different pshat. They say that since it's ra'ui for behema, an animal could eat it, so therefore even if it's connected, doesn't make it muktzeh. There's different pshatim how to learn it. But the Eliyahu Rabbah and the Or Letzion bring down that since it's connected to the ground, Chachamim were not gozer muktzeh on anything that's connected to the ground. So according to that, it's not muktzeh to lower the thermostat. But what about hiring the thermostat? That's already a problem. The reason it's a problem is because later on it's going to start working quicker.